Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and today I want to talk to you and show you some really cool stuff with the Springtime Impressions framelits. And now the butterfly is beautiful and the flower's cute, but I'm focusing on this corner piece. Okay, and I'll show you the cards I made. So this is the one, very, very simple, because it's so pretty. You don't have to do much. So this is in Petal Pink, and then I embossed this in silver. And this is actually this paper flipped over. So it's just a really soft card. This is the negative from this pink part. So I covered up this. I'll show you how I did that. So these are two pieces of the same thing. And then same thing with these two cards. So I used this, it was still white, and I laid it on top of that as a mask, and then this was what was left over. Okay, so I'm going to show you in case that all sounded like Greek. So I have my white piece, and I'm going to grab a white card. And what I did with this white piece, this is a trick that is quite handy. I use this adhesive spray. It's wonderful. I just take it outside, give it a quick spray, and now it's tacky. I don't want that thing moving around, and I don't want to have to hold on to it too carefully. So I'm going to lay it on top of the card and just give it a little press. And now I have this array of ink pads laid out, and I'm going to start with a pair of pizzazz and just do the leaves. Okay, so you take a sponge dauber and just find the leaves, and then just go dab, daub. And you want to go quite firmly up and down and even maybe give it a little rub, because your goal is to not only get the cutout green, you also want green underneath, because I'm actually making two cards in one step. Okay, and this is a bit tedious, so I will talk as I work. You can't be too precise. There's going to be a little bit of green on the flowers. If that bothers you, then you might not want to make this card. I can't remember. Yeah, you can go over this as well with the green, because it doesn't look nice if it's left white. Okay, so it's really nice the way it builds up with the colors, and I chose to stay with the subtles. So this is Pear Pizzazz, and now we'll go to So Saffron. And I thought the little flowers in the middle reminded me of daisies, and they remind me of yellow. It's amazing that this is saffron. It's amazing how dark this yellow is. But, oh, you know what? I'm lying. It is So Saffron. Ha ha. Who would have thought? I would have thought it was at least Daffodil Delight or Crushed Curry, but it must be a nice juicy So Saffron. And you'll also notice that I'm using a mixture of the old and the new ink pads. So some people are freaking out, all these new ink pads, what am I going to do? How am I going to afford it? Well, quite simply, you get them as you can. You do not need them all new at once. A little delayed gratification doesn't hurt. Okay, so next I'm going with Petal Pink. And because Petal Pink, so this is a new one, so it goes just straight up and then slides in. I do love the new ink pads. They stack nicely, they look great, and you don't get as much ink on your blocks. So I'm taking the big flower because it's supposed to be a lighter color, but I am amazed at how these light colors are actually quite vibrant. They're a lot darker than you expect a subtle color to be. So you can see I'm not being too haphazard. I'm taking the flowers of the same shape and doing them the same color. Okay. And then I shouldn't forget to give it a little rub. The next color I'm going to do is Highland Heather, which is a new one again. There we go. It does take a little bit getting used to the new ink pads because, you know, like anything new. So I'm doing these little guys. And it's quite a pleasing effect. You can use this for a lot of occasions. You can use it for a wedding. You can use it for get well. Someone even mentioned sympathy. I especially like that one I showed you first with the marbled background. It would make a good sympathy card. Sympathy cards always, I find they should be a little bit more muted. Unless it's for an old person who's lived a long time, then it can be more of a celebration of life and it's a glorious thing. And now the last color, I'm doing Calypso Coral. And we're just about ready for the reveal. There we go. All right, I think that looks good. So now we carefully peel that off. And see, now I have this card, which I just tied a ribbon around. Here, tied a ribbon, stamped a sentiment. Done. Beautiful. This one's even a little bit darker than my first one. Quite impressed. Okay, and then this piece I put on a white card front. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is, just going to remove all this stuff. You take a piece of cardstock and you're cutting it a full card front, so 5.5 by 4.25. And then the other important thing is when you're cutting a detailed die, make sure you use the, oh goodness,
Precision plate.
Thank you, Rachel, the precision plate. Someday she's going to be a demonstrator so she can earn free trips. She's wishing she could go to Alaska with me. Okay, so there we go. One plate. And then crank it through, back and forth, even though the precision plate is nice and tight. Oof. All right, and then the next handy dandy tool, I always check the back to make sure it's all the way cut through, and it is this foam thing. Should be my ink pad and the brush. You can really give it, you don't have to be gentle. And then when you do this, it avoids having to do a lot of poking. Although, you know what? I should have been a little bit more gentle. I see that now. Okay, I made a liar of myself. Okay. But you see how it just comes right out. When I did not use the precision plate, I had to do a lot of poking and these ends stuck in there. So this, I just put on the card. Done. This piece, now you can see I wasn't careful enough. I got too close to the edge there. But this is where the beauty was. You can, whoopsie, you can put it on the card and it covers up your extra sponging. See? It doesn't look so nice on this one, but it looks perfect on this one. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Great value with this die. Have a super day, and you can always order online for me. Go to my blog and click on shop now, www.thepamperedstamper.com. All right. See you later. Bye.